Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? My name is Kyle, you know me as Dragonmar, and welcome to a new video. Today we will be doing an Immortal 1 Omen VOD review. No, not me. We're doing one of Scotty, so thank you very much, Scotty, for submitting this. And our goal of this video is to give him some tips and tricks, sort of, figure out what's going on, because he's newly into Immortal, and hopefully help him catch up and sort of play at that level more consistently, and maybe help him get to those next ranks. Now, with that being said, if you guys enjoy these videos, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more content. I also stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dragonmar. Love to see you guys there. Without any further ado, let's start the VOD review. All right, guys, so let's jump into the VOD review here. Scotty starting off on attack, buying Ghost, and going for the Paranoia as well. Immediately throws a smoke. Oh, looks like he's going to getting attacked here. Actually, a very aggressive play there from the enemy breach, but we'll back up and we'll live to play another day. Now, one thing that we have to remember here on Omen is that so much of the value from Omen comes directly from smoke usage, so we're going to be paying attention a lot to where he's smoking from. All right, 2-player spot on the minimap. That's the last 2. So Scotty right here is free to move, and there we go. Team will pick it up. So not much for Scotty there on the round, but I think that one smoke early on did help sort of get that team into the bomb site. All right, so getting into the second round now. Scotty is going to opt in to buy the Spectre, and we'll take out Reyna. That was a very, very nice shot. You're going to notice crosshair placement from Scotty is very good. Right there, knows exactly where that Reyna will be. Oh, gets the blind in the Omen, and thankfully there is able to catch up with that recoil. Just lets that Omen kind of run into it. Really nicely done there. That's exactly what you want to do. Whenever you get that deep into a spray, just let that recoil do the work for you. Pull down. But unfortunately, going to get caught out there by the flanking breach. Just happened to be in the corner, so Scotty will go down. All right, so too early to make any judgments quite yet, but we're moving forward here into round 3. Scotty with let's see what weapon he'll have. Okay, he'll have a Ghost apparently. Not really sure what I'm looking at, but it looks like they were trying to get a weapon switch going and not much happened. So, smoking into the top of long there. That's generally to flash out if you're using something like a Phoenix or something. The Cypher straight up dies to the Molly. Oh my gosh. A very nice Molly there by the Brim, and what I would say there is it looks like a lack of communication maybe from Scotty and his team. Not entirely sure how that happened. The smoke was way too late to help the Phoenix, and then Brim was able to Molly through it and probably did like 300 damage there to the team. Very, very poor play, miscommunication for sure. All right, so smoking once again, top C long there. That will hopefully allow that Sova to get the orb, getting Sova one step closer to his ultimate, which is a very good idea, especially on a map like Haven, where you can use one smoke like that early round, get the orb, and start just feeding ultimates to your teammates, which is a really fun thing to do. Oh my gosh, Reyna's already pushed up mid, coming right under Scotty right now. And wow, really bad play there by the Reyna. Not sure what she's doing. Scotty punishes though. Will get blinded, just with a stinger here. Not the most ideal weapon. Oh man, big mistake there from Scotty. So throws the smoke way too close to himself, allowing for a play there from the Omen to walk out. Omen does walk into that smoke and then out of it as Scotty is jumping out. At the very least, you want a clear window before you jump out of it like that. Just moving a little too fast there, I think, and really got himself into some trouble. All right, so let's check out the start of round 5 here. Looks like he's going to lose Phoenix early. Scotty is going to buy the Sheriff as well, 1,500 creds to his name, and then goes down to the breach. I think in that situation, I'm not really sure why buying a Sheriff there would be better. AM wasn't the best, I will say, but that is something that can be improved upon. We'll leave you with 4,400 here in this round to buy, so I guess it works out, but just kind of seems a bit like a waste of money to me sometimes. All right, so we're starting round 6 off once again with the smoke for the Sova. The Sova already has ult though, so not entirely sure, but maybe it was for this type of a play where the Sova is going to preemptively ult. But Scotty looks like he's going to use his ult to get into heaven. Teammate's not in position though, so I'm not really sure why. See how the only teammate that's in position is the Phoenix, excuse me? That to me says just wait an extra second or two. Let those other teammates get up to help you. That way you guys can take sight just a little bit faster. In this situation, it looks like it's going to be okay. Oh, Scotty, gotta get away from that. Oh my gosh, he stays and tries to take the fight. I cannot believe Scotty actually tried that there. Whenever you're blinded by a breach like that, just just lived to fight another day. And he just stood way too long there in the open and ended up going down to the breach. He did hit one shot, but the breach also hit one, and it was to the head. All right, so round 7 starting off. Once again, you guys know how it goes. Smoke, top C long. Scotty playing an alt mid here. Enemy Omen will use his ultimate. Not hearing any sound cues close to him, at least. All right, so right now, what we haven't seen quite yet in this VOD is a lot of paranoia usage that is finding value. Nothing quite yet, so I'm looking forward to that. And not a lot of shrouded steps either. So let's see what's happening here. Scotty looks like he's going to smoke off logs for his team. But team is now falling back with Phoenix going in. Not really sure what I'm looking at there on the minimap. Very discombobulated start to this game, I think. Some weird teamwork coming in. Personally, I love smoking out window and garage and taking garage control. Haven't seen that yet from Scotty. Player spotted window as well. Okay, is going to smoke out that left side towards C-Link. Looks like the team is still trying to figure out what to do here. Oh, unfortunately, Scotty does blind his own Sova, and it gets blinded himself by the enemy Omen Paranoia. He's now completely blind. Smoke comes up here, so has to use something with his smoke here. Get his team into this site, but they're taking a little bit too long here. Gonna make his way into site. Gonna TP on top of the box here, but that will make a lot of noise. Anyone see Link is gonna hear him. Oh man, as soon as he goes and tries to take down that Reyna Lear, she is ready for him. And I think the problem there is that, you know, when you get on top of that box, you expose yourself to so many angles. And since you're right next to C-Link, the enemy team heard you, so they knew you were up there probably. And just maybe you should try to hide that a little bit with some other noise. But in that situation, you're just kind of caught in a bad position. All right, so the team does win that round, right? Now they're on round 8 here, so up 4-3. Remember, attack tends to be, Haven, it tends to be attack sighted at just because there are 3 sites, so you can get some nice splits. Oh, beautiful job there. Scotty knows this Omen has been getting a little aggressive. Remember, we saw this Omen get aggressive in a previous round in mid. He says, all right, I'm going to hold this smoke. I know you're coming, buddy. And he does. Hits a nice little one tap to the head there, and then finishes him off after the dink. So now they're up here. 5v4 off of Scotty's kill. Has full utility aside from his ultimate. Player spotted on C. Has the bomb though, so hopefully he knows he has the bomb. You know how that happens sometimes. We've all been victim to that, and maybe to blame occasionally, if you will. All right, so holding mid here. Looks like the team is rotating as well. No smoke usage so far, so just kind of playing it slow. I think, you know, maybe playing for pushes, things like that. Not a bad idea. Oh my gosh, Scotty, great job there checking that corner. Says, I do not trust you to clear this. The Cypher there was going for a big play, ends up going down and getting nothing. All right, site wasn't clear though, so I don't, little concerning of the way Scotty was trying to enter there, but team will find the brim and the breach. 1 player left. Looks like they were up by Heaven. And there's the round. Nice little round there for Scotty. Really like that opening kill, and also the presence of mind to check the close left corner of Garden there. Very smart. All right, so you guys guessed it. You know how these rounds start on Omen, okay? We're smoking everything. Scotty smokes for his team there, but looks like the Sova is actually going to drone through it. Not quite sure why. Oh, Reyna is close though. Has to be careful here. Right now, I'm checking to see how he's peeking this. I want to see what. Okay, ends up getting shot from mid. So this is part of the problem with not having anyone playing in window, is you sort of allow for the enemy team to get super comfortable with walking down mid steps. And let me tell you something, that is one of the most dangerous positions for a defender to be in, because they cut off so much control. And look at that, 2 players inside of window. That Reyna is untradeable. 18 health left here for Scotty. I think really the only play is to try to get that bomb and make their way over to C. Has smokes though. Team dying around him. Now this is just one of those bad situations where, because Scotty was so low, there's not too much he's going to do. Pretty much any gun is going to one-shot him. So unfortunately this round here is lost. Now you might be wondering, right, like what could Scotty have done differently there? Well, unfortunately, anytime you get tagged like that, right at the start of the round, I think that was a dink. I'm not sure with what weapon. I didn't check the kill little thing, the combat log. But nonetheless, you just have to play, unfortunately, more passive after that. and look for value with your utility. So at that point, you know, Scotty just becomes a smoke machine and just goes and tries to help his teammates out, because when you're literally 1 to 2 shot, it makes it so much harder to play an aggressive role. But nonetheless, here, next round is underway. Scotty, nice spray control there, does take down the Reyna. Ooh, and very nice presence of mind. Goes for the blind fire through that cage and actually takes down the player over towards CT as well. That is something you can do. If you're about to reload your weapon like Scotty was, just finish off that clip into the smoke as long as you're next to cover. Very, very smart. All right, getting aggressive here. Ooh, I really like that P. Great crosshair placement as well. You guys noticed that crosshair was at head height that entire time. Very, very nicely done. Very crisp. But time running down. Looks like that Omen will opt to save, and they will as well. Great round here for Scotty. Nice job. All right, so Scotty currently 8 and 7. Not a bad half for him so far. Omen tends to do a bit better on defense. So if they can pick up 7, 8 rounds here on attack, they are sitting pretty. A lot of that will come, though, from Scotty's smoke. So let's see what he can do here to help the team secure these rounds. Phoenix gets the kill. You know, one thing I haven't noticed, actually, now that I think about it, is not a lot of smokes in window. One of the great things about Omen here is that he has such a wide cone on his paranoia that you can throw that straight through garage into window as well. And you really, really can prevent some people from playing inside of garage and take it for yourself. I haven't seen that yet, and it is kind of confusing me. And I would say to Scotty, hey, maybe give that a shot and see if that works for you some rounds. I know he's, you know, definitely looking for some different ways to play up at this rank, and that tends to be a very, very good one. Wow, what a shot from Scotty. Takes down the enemy Omen, really showing who's boss. And now looks like Jet and Scotty here going to A with the Sova sort of lurking behind in mid. Cypher will cage, probably near sight, I'm assuming. And it looks like they are going to rotate back now. Only 30 seconds, though, so Scotty has to be careful here. You have to have a plan when you're this late into the round. Maybe some utility out of the Sova could help. Nope, looks like running over to C now. 2 smokes available, though. Gonna use one for CT. Oh, and Scotty there, the timing. You just can't do that. You have to know where your team is. That Jet was not in a position to get that kill quite at that time. Just take that gun out. You had plenty of time to get onto site. It wouldn't have changed too much, and hopefully you could have avoided that situation. So yeah, just have your gun out there. You still had 10 seconds left. Plenty of time. Okay, final round of the half here. Finally, a smoke into window. That's what I like to see here from Scotty. Oh my gosh, Phoenix is giving us a tutorial on how to flash. Ends up flashing himself. Now, going into the smoke is always dangerous. All right, so that's an interesting smoke. I guess it's going towards CT. Not quite sure who was back there at that time. Maybe the breach, it looks like. Oh, this smoke is screaming aggression here. I like this, but what can you do with it? I think right now you just back off. I think right now you back off. You take what you can get. Yeah, exactly. I like this play, right? Because of where he put this smoke, it just wasn't in a very good spot to continue getting aggressive. Oh, man, but those Reyna Lears were so far away, it really made that the flick back to the Reyna nearly impossible. Sova does a good job there, though, trying to win that round. Unfortunately, we'll end the first half all tied up at 6-6. All right, so first things first, let's talk about what I've noticed so far. 1, great aim from Scotty, really liking the crosshair placement. But 2, getting himself into some pretty precarious positions. First with that teleport, then with the aggressive play over the logs in the last one. The teleport I'm talking about was getting on top of the boxes on B. Oh, right here, Scotty caught out with his utility, but will end up shrouding himself, stepping himself back. So nicely done there to correct for that, and good reaction onto the Omen. But how did he get himself into that situation in the first place? Oh, man. And then at that point, you are in a lot of trouble trying to get out of that smoke. So right there, Scotty, what's really, really important is to try to get a little bit of info somehow if you're jump peeking or something of that nature, because that was just too easy for the enemies. They sort of ran into sight without anyone stopping them. And at that point, even though you killed the Omen, you had to retreat, which means you gave up sight. And that is never, ever, ever a good thing. All right, so Scotty making his way down here in a sewer with a shorty. You guys absolutely know that I love this play. Let's see what he can do here. So looks like he's going to try to hide himself here by staring at the wall a bit more. We'll be blind, but remember, this won't actually change anything. Oh, he should smoke himself out right now. Not sure about that smoke. Not sure about that smoke at all. I would smoke yourself again. Yes, that's what I like to see, baby. Perfect. I'm loving where his head's at. This is what I like to see. I would go into that smoke almost 100%, but let's see what he does. Teammates are doing a great job, by the way, over at long. Scotty has completely stuffed this team in sewer. Smoke fading any second now. Breach spotted. And great job there. Great timing from Scotty. As you could see, if you probably noticed as well on the minimap, he waited for his team to get aggressive. It caught the attention, and that's what I'm talking about when I talk about timing, right? You guys know my last video was a bunch of tips about timing. That's exactly what you're looking for. Both the players were spotted in sewer. The teammates were pushing. You know they're focused on them. He comes out. Easy, easy 2K. 3K on the round for Scotty. Great job. Probably his best round so far. All right, round 15 starts off with the aggressive peek long. Gets caged off. If you guys don't know, the cage there is pretty standard nowadays on A side towards Haven. You'll often use your Cypher cage just to give you some cover. That way you don't have to use a smoke. Even a jet, honestly. Jet smokes there, very good as well for the exact same reason. Now, moving up. Getting into this little cubby here, which is a nice spot to be in. You generally can catch people off guard here. They will come around this corner, probably looking towards you, but very rarely are they actually ready to take that fight. Now, has to be careful of the trips here. And there it is. So, very common trip. Will break it. And now backs away. So, decides to get a little aggressive. Maybe, you know, cause some panic in the enemies. They know that that trip was just broken. What can he do with it, though? Aggression here from Scotty. Doesn't clear left. Could have been a guy there. Oh, but they were ready for him. Just as I expected. Anytime you break that trip, the enemy team normally is going to take note, especially at this rank. Unless you go quick, which Scotty didn't. Remember, he backed up first. You're really never going to catch people off guard, and that's just exactly what happened. All right, so once again, we see the cage go down from the Cypher. I'd like to see maybe a little aggression here from Scotty, but unfortunately, he is going to get punished. As you guys noticed, he was just reloading out in the open, and, you know, that's rule number 1 of Valorant, right, is never reload out in the open like that. Gets caught out there by the brim. First time we've seen that out of Scotty. A little disappointed, but hey, it happens to all of us. Just always good to remember that just because there's a smoke in front of you does not mean you're safe. And unfortunately there, Scotty does lose the round. So what's the play here? Let's check the crosshair. Seemed pretty good. Looks like that probably would have been lined up head level. Now, Cypher cage down. Are they getting aggressive over here? Phoenix already up mid, though. Reyna going down as well is great. Puts them into a 5v3 here. We know where the Cypher is as well. Phoenix is doing a great job there, causing mayhem in middle. And looks like Scotty might go search for some kills, but this round is probably secured. All right, so Scotty and his team will win that round. Looks like the remaining 2 enemies were just opting in to save. This is a very nice positioning here. 9-8 in a great spot to win after stringing those 2 last rounds together. Now it's time to see what they can do here. Looks like some pressure over towards A. So Scotty's actually going to opt to run up into heaven here. I do like this. You have 2 players on site, but we see the problem with that. The problem with that is that he's smoked out. Both players go down on site. Now it's a full site retake, 3v4 here. Oh, wow. Peeks out. Probably should have died to that opera if I'm being quite honest with you. This is very tough. Yeah, has to smoke here. This is smart. Cannot peek yet. Has to wait. Oh, and then he gets smoked out himself. I'm not really sure what the right play is now. I think jumping out is suicide, but it works. Oh my gosh, it works, but then he gets blinded by his own Phoenix. I can't believe it. He had a great opportunity there to either kill the planter or kill the player in hell. Gets blinded, and I think that actually threw him off. All right, so after an unfortunate round there, they will lose. That's one of those situations where you just kind of wait for your Phoenix, try to let him use that ultimate, and then go for the play there. I think just a little bit too aggressive. And once again, Scotty, I think that was probably one of the first peaks we've seen out of him with aggression over in sewer. And does get caught out by the Cypher there. That sewer peak either is really good or really bad. And unfortunately for Scotty there, looks like the aim just a little bit off. Probably didn't expect the Cypher to be there. But remember, that Cypher had been caging that like every round. So there was a pretty good chance he was going to be there. A little bit unfortunate for Scotty. Sure, he wants that fight back. All right, things are getting tight. 9-10 currently down here. Scotty switched it up, playing in mid now. Uses a smoke. And will get smoked out himself. Let's see how he wants to play this. Remember, just a Spectre now. So you lose a lot of that range, a lot of that damage. Can't really take those long-range fights anymore quite as effectively. So going to have to rely a little bit more on positioning and his utility. One thing we haven't seen a lot of from Scotty, as you guys probably have noted, not a lot of paranoia so far. Which is a little disappointing, because remember, that is one of Omen's best assets, is being able to use that paranoia to get those super, super wide blinds on multiple targets. Alright, Scotty making his way up here. Don't see the Omen anywhere. And it's going to get smoked out as well. There's the paranoia. Oh, it does get the brim. Oh, but unfortunately, see right there, it was a tough spot because you're trying to make the big play. He is able to blind at least 2 players, I think, or maybe 1 player. But the problem with that is that when he jumps out, he misses so many shots. I think he started shooting a little bit too early, and he had plenty of time to kill that brim, but he rushed it just a little too quick, and that is the reason he had to reload there, so he couldn't take another fight. So Scotty here, 9-11 currently will go light armor with the Phantom. This is kind of those do or die situations. You lose this round, good chance you lose the game. So a lot riding on this round. Let's see what the plan is. I like this smoke, right? Helps your player in mid, provides some pressure, very valuable. And also remember, they're currently up right now. They can play safe. They can play smart here. What I don't understand is why play this position with your Cypher there. If your Cypher's going to cam this spot, why even bother? Oh no, and unfortunately, a player, looks like they make it into sight on C. Oh man, and Breach is outside of Garage as well. Oh, and the trip is going to cut off Scotty here as well. 3v3 retake now after Breach gets that kill. Let's see what Scotty's plan is. They know he's here. Great job there. Gets the timing kill on the Reyna. Could be a player close in Cubby. Scotty needs to be careful of Cubby. Okay, looks like nobody's there. Breach spotted. Inside Garage. And Omen as well. So flashing logs. Makes his way onto site. He's on site now. Okay, has to tap. Probably has to use a smoke as well. Brim has the ult. Nice job there. Able to get that kill on the Breach. Oh, man. Oh, Scotty, unfortunate there. So the problem in this round is that he just wasn't able to tap quick enough to get that ultimate out of the Brim. The Brim actually made a very, very poor ult there as well. That timing on that ult was horrible. He ulted the second he heard Scotty. You could have waited probably another second or two, got a lot more value out of it as well. But regardless there, Scotty just did not tap soon enough, did not give himself the window he needed, and kind of had to rush everything in that round, and they end up losing. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen, potentially the last round of the game. Scotty currently 17-16, looking to find his way into this match a little bit more. Maybe give his team the advantage here and bring them back from the depths of despair and defeat. Omen close on short, double smoking here. Very defensive play, going for that sort of that full defense, making sure, hey, I'm using all my utility while I still can. One thing I'm noticing now as well, Scotty not using his Shrouded Step to get on top of objects quite often. As you guys know, A site on Haven, one of my favorite spots to play because of all the boxes you can get on top of with Omen's Shrouded Step. Have not seen that even once, actually, from Scotty. Kind of surprising here. Let's see, though. So this is very passive what we're seeing, right? Because as you can see, Scotty very much happy to kind of stay behind the sight box there. But in the meantime, rotations coming in. Reyna on site, goes down to the Phoenix here. Scotty making his way into site as well. Will run through the smoke. So no reason to peek here. Has a smoke. Yes, this is exactly what I was thinking. Smoke off long. But get ready to rotate. Looks like there is no pressure here. Yep. And so Scotty realizes as well. He's running back. See, this is really important to understand sort of this level of play where you're like, okay, we know they're not here. Let's immediately start making our way back to another site just in case they run over there. Plant starts going down. Looks like the kill will go down and they will win the round there. Ooh, Scotty even finishing off with the headshot there on the Cypher. All right, so 10-12. Still hope here for the defenders. Once again, though, very, very passive here from Scotty. And like I've said, not using that shrouded step pre-round or anything to get on top of objects to switch up his position. He's sort of been playing this one spot pretty much every round. Ooh, quite a few players over here A-long, it sounds like, from the call. Or at least the Cypher. Smoke's coming down, and there's a huge ult. Yep, so that's a great counter blind, but unfortunately, a lot of stuff going on here. The triple flash, actually. Here's what I'll say. That is tough. That is very tough. Sky did a great job, though, of staying behind cover and staying alive, not peeking, dodging that final flash as well. But when you're getting a triple flash like that after getting ulted, it's always a tough spot to be in. The only thing I can really say there is maybe you try to use your shrouded step to get out of there and back into CT. That's about all I can think of there. That was a tough position to be in, and hopefully one hell of a way to lose this game. But let's see. And there it is. Unfortunately, Scotty will lose this game, but not for a lack of trying. I think that, you know, he did a lot of what he was asked for, but there are a few things I think that he could do better. And, oh, unfortunately, get demoted there as well. So let's talk about that. All right. So in conclusion, I think I have a few pieces of advice here for Scotty. A few things I saw quite often. First of all, not a lot of value from paranoias, and what I mean, not a lot of aggression with it. Yeah, you got some good blinds on a few people there, but it just seemed like you were holding on to it a bit too long in these rounds and not pushing up the same way I'm accustomed to when I maybe play Omen. Now remember, Omen is of course more of a support role, but with that blind, I mean, he really can be used more aggressively than that. So I think that maybe that is something you could look for. Even on defense, you know, you were very, very passive, very open to just kind of staying there on site, waiting for the enemy team to come to you, and unfortunately that really didn't pay off very well. I'd like to see a more aggressive style of utilizing that paranoia. I think you'll get a lot more value out of it. On top of that, I also want to see some more shrouded steps. I don't really think we saw very many, maybe one or two during the entire game. And I think that on defense in particular, pre-round is when I'd like to see you use those a little more. I use that at least once on each bomb site if I'm able to. Even garage sometimes too. You really can use, you know, one on A, one on B, one in garage, one on C to get on top of a lot of different boxes there. Okay, maybe not C, but I just didn't see that very much on defense, and I would have loved to have seen that because it's such a great way to catch the enemy team off guard when they're not used to you being up there. But obviously there was a lot of positives with this video as well. I think that your aim is very good. A lot of what I'm seeing is just maybe a little bit too reluctant to get aggressive, and that is unfortunately going to hold you back a lot at this rank. You really have to be able to stand on your own. And if you're playing too passive, that can unfortunately be your demise. So I think my biggest piece of advice here for Scotty on the Omen is take that really good aim and start using that paranoia and that shrouded step to get a bit more aggressive on these rounds and start making a few more plays for the team here. And I think you'll see yourself ranking up and hopefully even having more fun. But I think we are going to end the video, guys, there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, maybe leave a like on the video and, of course, subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy and peace.